Hey, what's happening? How's the work week going? I know it just started, but I think I've said this to you before on the show. I believe in you. You can do this. It's exciting news. We are now on Apple. And if you listen to the last episode, you definitely heard us say that at the end. But just in case you didn't, I'm going to say it again. And we say it again today at the end of the episode. Wow, how many times can I say again in one sentence? Apparently, 4 or 5. But yeah, we are on Apple. And we're also on Audible now. So that's exciting. If this was 2013, no, it's still dope to be on Audible. It's really cool. But, just saying, it's hilarious because I don't know anyone that still uses Audible. But if you're one of those people that still uses Audible, hey, we're on there, as Meech so eloquently puts it at the end of the show, just hanging out. So come hang out with us. No, we really do appreciate all the support. And we're going to keep trying to bring the best marijuana-themed sports content that we possibly can. Today's show's pretty loose. We talk about hockey for quite a while, and we talk about baseball for quite a while too. Taking a lot of shots at each other today, but trying to get this thing back to a love circle. It became almost a hate circle today. All right, before we start the show, I said in the last episode in the intro that I was going to watch Godzilla vs. Kong. I did, and I'll give it a C+, which, let's be honest, that's much higher than any monster movie ever deserves to be, or excuse me, before some of the people on Twitter destroy me, kaiju movie. Trust me, I know. I watched all the Toho Godzillas. I'm a fanatic. But yeah, if you like watching kaiju destroy a city and fight each other, and, then it's right up your alley. And the plot is batshit insane, which all Godzilla films should be. So it nails that. And I enjoyed it. So if you like that sort of thing, you'll like it. Stay away from Justice League. It's much better than Justice League. Justice League is trash. All right, let's start the show. All right, welcome to this episode of Southern Sports. I am Bert. With me, as always, I have Dubs. Say what up, Dubs.
Vutia and happy late Easter.
Oh yeah, that was the thing. He has risen. And Meech, what up, Meech?
The Lord has risen. Oh Jesus!
No, the Easter
Happy
literally.
spring break, everyone.
Yeah, Jesus, literally. All right, boys. So how are we gonna start the show off today? Double. I normally defer to you because you normally got some ridiculousness you want to hit me with over the head right off the bat.
Oh.
So hit me with it, baby.
Oh, I got some. Don't you worry. So Sammy Janius of West Norwalk, Connecticut, was making pizza with her young daughter when a turkey burst through the family's dining room window like he was Jason fucking Statham.
Wait, like it flew in through the window?
Oh yeah, smashed the thing, just shattered their window, broke through. The turkey proceeded to attack the family's Jack Russell Terrier while the husband tried to catch the turkey Rambo. He's unable to capture the avian deviant, and the family held up in a different part of the house and called local authorities, where Officer Andrew Ronsinski, that's a fucking name, responded to the scene and assisted the husband in getting the B&E culprit outside and returned to its natural habitat. Nobody was hurt, although we had one casualty, and that would be the shattered glass window.
Yeah, I just think about the good, the bad, and the ugly when he breaks through the window and it does the fucking lit. I actually one time wrecked a golf cart because of a turkey on a golf course.
I mean, his adjectives in that story were he said avian and he said something else too.
I said avian deviant. I called it turkey Rambo, and I compared it to Jason Statham. I also called it a B&E culprit.
B&E culprit is the one. So avian deviant,
Avian bandit. That's pretty good.
There used to be turkeys all over the business park that I used to work at, and they would just
What?
not give a fuck.
Oh, they don't give
Bro.
a fuck, bro.
No.
So
And they're massive too.
Yeah,
They're huge.
we have them everywhere here, but like at my town specifically, there's like this one big pack of turkeys that just wanders around the town. Be like, oh, it's over here today.
Causing mischief.
But there's also one in the town over from me where you're actually looking at apartments, Bernie. That there's a KFC / Taco Bell there right next to the new dispensary that opened up. Like
That's
a
so
year ago
funny
now.
because there used to be a KFC right up the street from me, and it's gone out of business, and it will now be a dispensary.
That's funny. Ours
Yeah.
is there's a
Ashes
KFC,
to
Taco
ashes.
Bell, a liquor store, the dispensary, a Friendlies, and then a bunch of gas stations across the street. But
KFC Taco Bell, by the way, is a good combo. Usually it's like a Taco Bell Pizza Hut Express.
Yeah, or like a KFC Long
A&W.
John Silver's or something.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
A&W.
Yeah, or
which
an
is
A&W,
not a
yeah.
bad one either.
I feel like
Yeah.
I hear all KFC, Taco Bell. But anyway, the fucking
That's amazing. You
there's
have
a-
the cream of the crop up there, apparently.
we do for sports too. But there's a group of
Really? Really?
Yeah.
Really? How are those
We'll
going
get there.
up there,
We'll get
bud?
there. We'll get there. We'll get
We
there.
have it for sports after being swept by the fucking Orioles. Get
Shut
the
the
fuck
fuck
out
up.
of here.
Shut the fuck up. There's one lone turkey that roams around, apparently. I forget who told me this the other day, but there's one lone turkey that roams around between the KFC and Taco Bell and the dispensary and the liquor store and shit. But I just picture it being like the reject drunk turkey of the group. It's just like, nah, leave him there.
He's
We
the
know where he'll
wild
be.
one. He's the wild one. Yeah, for sure. No, like one
He's
time
the
I
one
was-
that breaks through people's windows and attacks their Jack Russell Terrier.
Yeah.
To get money for alcohol.
Yeah, exactly. He was just robbing the house to get some drug money. Now, one time I was like playing golf with my pops, and I was driving way too fast in the golf cart, as you do when you're a kid and your pops let you
Fuck
drive
yeah.
the golf cart on the golf course. And this
Best part of
turkey,
golfing growing up.
yeah, right. This turkey ran like right
Way
out,
too
and I
poor
just
for
tried to
golf.
like go around it and fucking straight just flipped the golf cart. Just
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I have a funny golf cart story. I ended up in a fucking lake. A golf cart in a
Oh,
lake.
you Michael Scotted it.
So no, what had happened was we were on this like super thin cart path, and it was like right next to the tee box. And so I moved it for the snack cart lady, like to be nice. And then when I backed it up, I was just gonna let her go. And then it started rolling backwards, and I was like, "Oh
Jesus Christ.
shit!" And then it rolled into the fucking lake, and I jumped out right before it hit the skid. And my dad was like dead. He was just like, "Whoa!"
That's incredible.
Yeah. So in Arizona, I don't know even why we were there. I think maybe visiting family or something. but
Right.
we were in Arizona, and I put a golf cart in the lake.
Dope. Meech the miscreant. Love it. All right, well, let's do some baseball news. How about it?
Yeah, so opening weekend, there's so much baseball on. It was really good to see it again.
Opening
Still in that
days
kind of-
tonight. I don't know what you're talking about.
Still in that kind of honeymoon phase we talked about, where you're still very happy to just see baseball on right now. And then certain teams did well, certain teams did not so well. My Dodgers didn't look too good to start, but ended up taking 3 of 4. Happy about that. I did notice something that transitions to what we want to talk about really here in a second. Dodger fans are kind of obnoxious at this point. We just won a World Series. Just chill out. Like, chill the fuck out. You had people
I only
questioning...
know one personally, and that rings true.
Shut the fuck up. We only had one fucking like game, and people were questioning Dave Roberts' managing decisions. Like, it's game 1, motherfuckers. Like, what are you? Stop.
Oh, dude.
We cannot be Boston. Like, I do not want to be Boston.
Hey,
Oh, dude.
and
watch your
we'll
mouth.
say that because Boston did something kind of spectacular over the weekend. Can you refresh us as to what happened, Dubs?
Tanner Houck struck out 8 in his debut. Nathan Eovaldi looked really good. Opening days tonight. We're playing the Rays. We're up 1-0 in the 4th.
If it happened
2-0.
already-
Just scored. Let's fucking go. 2-0.
If it wait, but how did those pitchers both look great? And then you guys not play a game yet?
Spring
Did you
training.
guys not play a homestand against the Baltimore Orioles and get swept?
Maybe. Yeah. No, we did. It wasn't great.
Okay,
I tried to sweep
yeah.
it into the back. of
I was
the
watching the game Saturday and I was like, this is
Bro.
a shellacking
So
that the
I
fucking Orioles are putting on your team, bro.
All right. I'll be real now. So opening day, I was working. I watched the first, inning or two. I watched.
that reminded me of the
get
fucking
on.
The
Kike got
Office
picked
quote
off.
real quick, where Craig Robinson goes, you could be gay with Matt, but be straight with me, Oscar.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real now.
So good. What a show.
Okay, sorry.
So-
I had to jump in there with that little.
So
tidbit.
opening day, I watched first couple innings, like off and on at work. Saw Kike got picked off, came back home at like, I don't know, 7th or 8th inning. Realized we didn't get another base runner. And I was like, that's tough. So that's how Evaldi pitched good and we didn't like do shit. Second day, Houck pitched good.
So the season did start though. You were lying about that previously.
Yeah, I kept saying that because Christian Vasquez tweeted that I think last night or today. He was like, opening day should be good tonight.
Yeah, bet.
But second game, Houck was great, which is good to see. He was great at the end of last year coming on in his first few starts, so it's good to see him debut well too. But the third game, I was making lunch, came to sit down and watch the game, turned it on, and it was 6-0, and there were 3 people on base. Bases juiced. I didn't even finish my sandwich, and they had 4 people. They had 4 fucking runs in, and I was like, I'm done with this shit. I picked up from the people that I had over the weekend and went upstairs and sulked. So it's not looking great. The offense sucks. The bullpen sucks. But hopefully it's the first fucking series.
There's
Someone just puts on the song "Everybody Hurts," bro.
And hey, right now we lost to the best team in baseball.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, we'll get to it like when we talk about hockey too, but there's just something in the water this weekend. Like some weird shit was going on because there was a lot of like, I was like, what the fuck is happening? Like, I mean, in all sports.
The whole Dodger series was odd. It was just odd.
Yeah,
odd.
Like I don't know what Bellinger, it is.
DMX OD'd, threw off the balance.
That's exactly what it is. Case closed. Case closed.
Bellinger hits a homer.
Don't spoil. Wow, does it again.
And it ends up being a fucking single where he's out. And you're just like, what? Like, it was a weird weekend for pretty much all of sports, I think, but baseball in particular. And that's what happens when you play at Coors Field anyway. Like, you just expect the unexpected.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Moving away from our teams real quick, going around the league on opening day, just had a couple notes. There's a pitching duel in Minnesota. Jose Barrios and Corbin Burns of the Milwaukee Brewers had combined for no hit bids through the 6th inning. They had 23 strikeouts combined, 0 hits, 0 walks, 2 hit batters, 1 apiece. Barrios was pulled with 85 pitches going into the 7th inning and did not get even get a chance to complete his no hit bid.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate when people get yanked from a no-hitter.
I'm glad you're in the same boat as me because I fucking hate it. I get pitch count early in the season. People don't want to burn out arms early. I get that. But when the guy's going for a no-hitter, let him fucking pitch.
Yeah. I mean, we don't even see shutouts anymore. It's going to get to the point where we don't see no-hitters because people keep getting pulled. I mean, and they bring in a fucking reliever and the lineup is so elated to see anyone but the guy they cannot touch.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like us and Snell. Like, I was so happy he was out of the game. I couldn't even tell you. Like,
Barrios also, he had like 23 swinging strikes just on his curveball.
I mean,
like,
Barrios is disgusting,
He's
and
nasty.
he looks like he really upgraded his accuracy, which was kind of always, gotten him into trouble. Yeah, like not a downfall. He's a young pitcher.
Quirk.
It takes time to develop, but that has been one of the more inconsistent parts. He throws gas, and his movement on his pitches is disgusting.
A little trivia question here for you, Mage. Barrios would have been the first Twins no-hitter since who in 2011?
I don't even know. I cannot remember any of their pitchers. I can remember a couple of their position players.
Francisco Liriano.
Oh, fuck. I should have known that.
And that was the first combined no-hitter through 6 innings since 2 pitchers in 2014, one from the Mets and a former Padre. I don't know what team he was on in 2014.
Yeah, I don't have a response to that. You gave us
DeGrom.
literally no information to go on.
That's fair. Jake DeGrom and Jake Peavy. A couple of Jakes.
Oh, you were like asking. Okay, I get it now. I was like, what? He left out a lot of information right there.
Yeah,
What
that
am I
was the
supposed to
point.
do with that?
I was waiting for an answer, but that's okay. We gave it anyway. Also, a couple more.
Maybe phrase it more like a question. Like it sounded like you were just spitting facts.
I did say I had a couple of trivia questions, and I said one, and then I figured you would pick up that the next.
Maybe I just need to stop ignoring you.
That would probably help.
Yeah, it's probably like a good rule of thumb when podcasting.
You can ignore me 90% of the time, but for 2 hours a week, just don't ignore me.
Get over here.
I
desperately want to see that movie.
Have you, dude? The trailer is so dope. Like,
you know what trailer sucks? Space Jam.
Yeah, because it should never be made. Like,
yeah,
I don't have a desire to see that movie.
Garbage. But fucking Mortal Kombat looks badass.
Yeah, it does.
Mortal Kombat looks slightly amazing.
Yeah. Pretty excited. But a couple, some history here. Ohtani has the hardest pitch and the hardest hit home run of season through Monday.
Yeah, and no one cares.
No, not at all.
Because he's not consistent. He has like 4 wins in his entire career. In 3 years, he has 4 wins. Like, the man needs to focus on really hitting as much
he
as
had
the Angels.
He had an injury scare too. Did you see? You probably weren't watching.
No. I was watching because my buddy.
Was too. Good to know.
Yeah, is an Angels fan, and we were texting about it. I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll throw it on while I'm doing work because I was working on the house.
That's got fucking hurt.
They said they didn't take him out to injury, but it didn't look like a horrible injury. It looked like he got spiked more than anything.
Yeah, I thought maybe he rolled his ankle or something.
Maybe, but it didn't look like something huge.
No,
I feel like that was blown up a lot. But that's the thing. As much as the Angels, because like the Rangers, the Texas Rangers, they never seem to be able to find pitching, and I don't understand how some organizations just don't find it and then don't address it.
Yeah, not finding it is one thing, but not addressing it is like a whole nother black hole you could go through.
Yeah, like it seems like they can always put up offense, and so as much as they need Ohtani to be a pitcher, he really should just be a hitter because he's not very accurate. Like I've seen him pitch multiple times, and yeah, he can throw gas, and yeah, his movement's sick. But if you can't hit the strike zone, it doesn't really matter
at all.
So it's just like, yeah, he's like getting a lot of pub, and I'm just like, okay, but let me know when he puts up 15 wins in a season and hits 25 home runs.
Right. I figured I'd start with that news because I knew you'd care less about it. The second bit of history here: Yermin Mercedes becomes first player to start season 8 for 8.
I actually watched that game too.
I did not watch that game, but I saw him not go perfect the next night. So that streak did come to an end, but a historic start for Yermin Mercedes. And I believe, is he filling in for Eloy Jimenez?
Yeah, he only got his opportunity because of the injuries on that team.
Making the most of it though. Good for him. And the last bit I had for baseball, I don't know if you had anything else, Meech, but you guys got the first inside the park home run of the season. Yeah,
and that, once again, just the weirdness of playing at Coors Field. Raimel Tapia went over, had the ball in his glove, and then basically, speaking of Eloy Jimenez, it looked oddly similar. I was like, oh my God, he's going to injure something in his arm. Tried to rob a homer from Zach McKinstry, and then, not Zach McKinstry.
It was Zach McKinstry.
Oh yeah, it was Zach McKinstry. Yeah. Sorry, I get him and Lux mixed up because they're very similar looking, kind of. I mean, maybe not. Never mind. I don't know. They're both like standard, like slim white guys. I don't know. They look very similar. Anyway, they don't. One's like blonde and one has longer, like a mullet.
Anyway, they look similar. Good. They don't. They look similar.
It's all good.
But anyway.
Yeah, it's all good.
So anyway, welcome to the Stone Sports Podcast, right?
Yeah. This is the
anyway,
Stone section of Stone Sports.
Yeah, so he pulls it. He tries to pull his glove back over, and it rolls out of his glove and back onto the field. Like he highlight, is that the sport where you have like the paddle?
Fuck yeah,
it is.
He highlight it back onto the field. Zach McKinstry just keeps running, and he got injured on the play and taken out. Although I honestly think I was like, yeah, I would be injured too on that play, because just get me the fuck out of it. Like I need to go. Anyway, yeah, we got a in the park home run out of it, and it was just, and that's the crazy weekend playing there. The only other thing I had actually on MLB was
Castellanos. I forgot about him.
Yes, and I am furious about this, and I don't have any reason. Yeah, it's the stupidest thing ever. It's the Reds and the Cardinals. First of all, I thought my TV was broken because the Cardinals were wearing baby blue, and I don't know when that's threw me. I was like, "Is my
fucking color off on my TV?"
Off? Yeah, no, seriously. So,
wire fall out back there.
Castellanos gets, I can't say his name.
Castellanos.
So he gets hit by a pitch and then comes around to score. When he the next possession, when he scores, he kind of does like the flexing thing, like where you stand and put like your shoulders out, flex your traps or whatever. I don't know what the fuck the muscles are, but it's like the most common pose now. Anyway, immediately after that, Yachty like runs up to him and like benches clear. Because of the fact that MLB doesn't want benches clearing during COVID, they put restrictions in place. They slapped Casty with a 2-game suspension, which isn't like a huge ordeal given how many games there are. But it was just useless. I mean, there's no reason he needed to get suspended. If anyone caused it, it was Yachty. Right. So I don't know why Yachty and Molina got a free pass. Like, he's part of the problem, I think, in making the game fun again. Like that old school mentality. And I just had a problem with it. I didn't like it.
I thought it was stupid.
It was stupid.
Same reasons you're saying. It was just fucking stupid.
And think of the NFL. Like, think of when celebrations were banned, and then the next year when they came
back, everyone was hyped. It drew more eyes too. Like they had more social media views and shit like that.
It was huge. Like everyone was like, that would be what you talked about.
In a
like
dying
with your buddies.
Sport, you would think they would embrace like somebody getting views on it.
I mean, the whole "let the kids play" movement, right? That's their commercial. That's their commercial. And I know Cassidy's not a kid, but I mean, he's a player. Just celebrate. Like I just don't get it.
And then and again, even if it's that just that moment will get a lot of views and recognition. But the next time those teams play, people are gonna watch it. They're gonna see if there's bad blood. If they
it's a narrative.
They throw at them. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. Dude.
Just gets more eyes on the game. And to limit that is dumb.
It is. I agree. All right, we want to talk about some basketball real quick, some NBA.
Yeah, we can get into that. The Raptors absolutely dismantled the Warriors. They beat them 130-77. It is the Raptors' biggest win in team history. No Steph Curry, of course, but either way, it's just a huge blowout. Noteworthy. Off of that, the Warriors have been struggling as of late. Steph Curry called out the team, basically said they needed to step up and everyone needed to play their part. Not happy with the results right now. The Warriors they lost Clay. I thought that me and Meech both thought they'd still be a competitor.
I mean, you thought with 2 of the 3 that they would be competitive in the season. I mean,
and they had been, but some people wouldn't think they would be. They thought they lost Clay, no more KD, they're gonna just falter. But that wasn't the case. They were starting off hot, and they've been starting to spiral downward the last few weeks, not putting up as many points. Their defense has been porous, and Curry is clearly playing hurt, but has to play hurt to try and get this team any sort of win. So tough for the Warriors right now. Hopefully they can bounce back.
Yeah, we'll see. They just built a brand new, super expensive arena downtown San Francisco. So
Chase.
Yeah, we'll see how that works for them.
Last bit of Warriors here transitions into the Jazz. The Jazz break the Warriors' first half 3-point record with 18 threes in the first half a few nights ago. So if anyone didn't think the Jazz were a legit shooting team, they are. Phenomenal from behind the arc. Great percentage all the way down. Bench and starters. So Jazz put on a show the other night. Last bit of NBA, second last bit of NBA. Embiid returns for the Sixers after his leg injury. So good to see him back on the court for the Sixers. Hopefully he can try and get back into the MVP race for his sake. But I think it's too far gone at this point. We talked about that last episode.
Yeah.
And the last bit here, Drew Holiday gets a 4-year, $160 million extension from the Milwaukee Bucks. Bucks trying to shore up their team here to continue to be a competitor in the East, giving Giannis another sidekick. So,
yeah, well,
Raptors
and it's
buffing
funny.
up.
You think about that deal and you're like, holy shit. But like we've talked about so many times, contracts in the ABA are kind of a joke. And when he's not there, that team looks different. Like you could tell what a huge difference Drew Holiday is on that team.
Yeah, they're starting to slide. They made that trade. Holiday came in. Instant impact. They shot back up to the top of the conference.
Yeah, and like when he doesn't play, I heard it. I don't know what exactly it is, but they're so much worse when he's not there, and the team just looks kind of disjointed when they play without him. So, I mean, you might say that's a crazy contract, but he really does change that team.
He does, and it gives them a second option in the backcourt. They thought Eric Bledsoe was going to be that when they brought him in. He's a good piece, but he wasn't that, true elite second option in the backcourt. Chris Middleton is great. Chris Middleton's an all-star, but to be at the top of the conference every season, you need, 3, maybe 4 guys.
Yeah, you need at least 2 stars, and then
a couple complementary pieces that can hold their own.
And Drew Holiday has done that, and defensively, he's a lockdown defender,
Great.
Which doesn't get talked about enough in the NBA because most of it doesn't exist.
And especially with all the guards scoring, you need guards.
Definitely
on defense.
Changes the complexion, and in the playoffs, when defense does start to get played again, it will be a big deal
for sure.
All right, well, sorry, I'm dying.
No, Birdie.
Mish, you know the drill.
We're gonna just run that joke into the ground, huh? All right, let's talk about some hockey. So before we get to the biggest news of the week, which is a very unfortunate situation for one team up in the northern country, I guess we'll talk about, like we were saying earlier, we alluded to this earlier, there was something in the water this weekend, and a lot of teams either lost games that they really had no business losing, or, certain teams barely won games that they should have blown out. The biggest surprise for me is the Tampa Bay Lightning losing to the Red Wings 5-1.
Oh God.
I mean,
oh God.
And like that, here's the thing, like you can sit there and say like, the Rangers and the Sabres, we'll get to that in a minute, but like the Lightning losing to the Red Wings, like the Red Wings are by far and away, like probably, maybe you could argue the Ducks, but they're like the most atrocious team in the league. Like they're just bad.
I mean, they've looked a little bit better, and they usually do lose by like 1 goal, it seems like.
Yeah, the Sabres have looked better the past week or so too, but it's still like 5-1, bro.
Yeah, no, it was, and that was the first game of the next day after your Rangers fucked me, and we'll talk about that again later. But it was I parlayed that game into Florida and into, I want to say, Toronto, and it was the first game. I was literally looking at it and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? It was 2-1.
Yeah.
I was like, you guys got to be kidding me. And then I was like doing something else, and I look up, it's 3-1. They scored within, I think, 30 seconds, 29 seconds.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, dude. Like, I don't know what was happening this weekend, particularly in the NHL, but even the Capitals, like, barely beat the Devils. Like, and don't get me wrong, like, if you look at the shot total, like, it's pretty ridiculous. Capitals scored 5 goals on 19 shots, and the Devils scored 4 on 39. But still, like, the Capitals should be wiping the floor with the New Jersey Devils. And they just didn't. Like, I watched the first probably 35 to 40 minutes of that game with my pops, and like we were both just sitting there like, what the fuck is going on? Like, how are you struggling this hard against the Capitals? Which, you know, I don't know. Their defense is a problem. You'd think it would be really good given the roster, but they just seem to give up a lot of shots. Like I said, shot count was 39-19 in favor of Jersey. So anytime you give up that many shots, like, you know, you're going to let the other team stay in the game. But yeah, we can get to the Rangers and Sabres game now.
So
honestly, I don't know what happened. I really don't.
Beach verbally assaulted you.
Yeah, he did. He fucking did. Which, hold on. Let me just say this. Don't come at me and my team because you're a fucking degenerate gambler, okay? Don't do that.
Okay. So I'm sitting here. I'm getting all wind up, you know, hanging out with the family.
Now, when you say wind up, do you mean like drinking wine?
Yes.
Okay.
Like a wind up.
I didn't know if you spoke wound up. I was just trying to clarify that.
I was not wound up, but when I initiated that text, I had bad intentions in mind. But so when I'm sitting here, I'm getting all loopy. It was another 3-team parlay, this time on the back end that fucked me. So the first day or the second day, I got fucked, you know, the first game. This time, the other 2 teams had already fulfilled their goals. And I was like, oh, I got the fucking Sabres against the fucking Rangers. Like, as much as I have not bet on the Rangers because I don't know what I'm going to get out of them, it seems like sometimes they score 6 goals and sometimes they don't.
Yeah, they're a young team. Inconsistency is the name of the game.
Scoring sometimes.
Yeah.
And then other times we'll score 6 or 7, it seems like.
Bruins put up 7 the other day. Marshy had a hat trick.
Nope, no one cares.
Yeah, right?
I do.
Like,
Boston cares.
Anyway, so don't even get me started on the fucking Bruins. I won't bet on them because they are absolute shit show.
Yeah, they
anyway,
are.
I'm sitting there. I'm getting drunk. I'm looking at the score going, you got to be kidding me. They're not going to score another goal?
I mean, I can tell you what happened, but I'll let you finish.
And then it was 2-2, and I was like, okay, well, they got a little bit of time left. We'll see. I see it go to the fucking overtime. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Then I look at these shootouts, and I see that I missed the first shot that was taken on behalf of the Sabres. So I come into the shootout when it's 1-0. And I proceed to see the next 2 Rangers look like absolute clowns shooting the puck. And I was furious. So then I know a guy who's a Rangers fan. I don't know if you've heard of him. His name is Bertleby Macklin. And so I pull up my phone. I'm like, what the actual fuck what the fuck did your team just do? You guys can't even beat the fucking Sabres. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, he just waited because
I knew that would get him riled. I knew that would get him riled up. I was drinking with
friends and I see the text come through and I was like, oh, shit's popping off. And then I was doing something and I just felt my phone in my pocket going.
Yeah, because I did the thing I usually don't do where I don't send multiple texts. I'm like a paragraph.
That's what I do.
Yeah, I'm the other way now. I used to be a paragraph texter, but I'm not anymore.
I hate when I get 4 texts from someone. Like, just put it in one goddamn text.
I get it.
That.
I gotta space it out so you see it.
Yeah, no, it's the worst.
It's all about timing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, him and Froze had an exchange. I was like 43 fucking texts the other day.
I was
like,
also
when I was still in the Thin Lizzy chat, I silenced it like a long time ago.
It wasn't an exchange, Meech. It was me putting Frodo 6 feet deep and burying him.
Okay, it was whatever it was. I looked at my phone. There was like 40 text messages. I was like, "Are you guys kidding me right now?"
But hold on.
Anyway,
go ahead. No, you finish.
They're all one-line text. Anyway, so I blow Birdie up in the text, and I go, whatever. And I see him like 4 texts, and then I forget about the text because I was drinking.
They get hit every time we said text right there.
Right.
So I pull it up after that, after like a long time after, because I didn't reply till like an hour later or something, right?
No, I think it was like the next day, bro.
Well, okay. Well, I didn't see what you said. So then Birdie, okay, you want to talk about harassing? You called me a fair weather fan, which in NHL, that's actually factual.
Well, no, like the funny thing is, like I sent it and then I like I was running, and then I get this text message from Dubs that's like, Jesus, the hostility. I was like, oh yeah, that does look like mad aggressive. And like, I didn't intend it to be at all. Like, I was just like fucking around, and I was like, no, that like seems like I'm legitimately mad. So I was like, oh, my bad. And then Meech just
then
like,
I go round 2 on you. I go
me.
round 2 on the verbally abusive fucking against your fucking shitty team that can't even beat the thing. And then I take away your Elaine Vigneault minute because you can't rant about Elaine Vigneault.
I can. I'll do whatever I want.
Your Rangers couldn't get the job done against a goddamn
He'll
city.
just do it in the intro.
Exactly. And we've also won 7 of our last 10 games. So I
don't care about 7 of the last 10. Let me care about the one I had money on.
All right, I actually have some points that I want to talk about here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because this highlighted them. But I want to say this first because I think it's funny. When you sent that to me, I was running, right? And I literally stopped and typed out like a 3-paragraph response that was like kind of mean and like pseudo passive aggressive. And then I just stopped and I was like, I need to run. I don't have time for this. And I deleted it all and just sent, okay, bro, have a good night. Because I was like, I can't do this right now. Like, I can't do this.
What's about that?
That's how you cap it off.
Yeah, because whenever Bernie's angry, he'll be real short about it. Like, okay, yeah, you have a good night, or peace out, I'll talk to you later, whatever. It's very short, it's very to the point, and usually it has nothing to do with the topic. He just wants to cut it off and move on.
Well, yeah,
because I saw that, I was like, "Oh, he's bad.
I have anger issues, man." And like, it was compounded by a bunch of things. Like, I'd had a really shitty weekend, which we're not going to talk about on the show because it's depressing. And the Rangers just lost to the Sabres, and pretty much, it looked like they were making a pseudo playoff push. I knew it wasn't going to happen because Boston got dealt the easiest card in the world and now gets to play Buffalo the last 7 games of their season. So, it's the league propping up Boston. I think it's because they know they're on their way out. So they're like, we'll give them one more shot at a cup. But anyway.
CVS just sold out a lube around the Garden, I'll tell you what.
What you guys play at Madison Square Garden?
Yeah, you guys played MSG?
TD.
That's not the
best
Garden,
one.
bud. It's not the Garden, bud.
I will. Okay, I have no vested interest in this. It's not the fucking Garden.
Yeah,
okay?
thank you.
I don't.
It's the Garden.
It's not. It might be the Garden,
but it ain't the Garden.
It's funny because you're talking about how you were pissed off after that loss because it's the end of the year and you guys are making a playoff push. This was the exact opposite reaction I had towards baseball fans, like Dodger fans at the beginning. It was the first game and people were sitting there questioning him. And I was like, there's 160.
I mean, I think that's part of having a successful team too, dude. Like when the Rangers were in the playoffs every year for like 5 years, literally in the first week they'd be like, what the fuck? And then it's like the rest of the season they're like the number 1 team in the league. It's like, dude, just shut up for a minute. Like just shut up for a minute.
Yeah,
but
sure.
I mean, the point that I really want to make is, firstly, I wouldn't say I'm surprised, but Buffalo has actually been playing a little bit better the last week.
They have undoubtedly the last week or two. They've looked a little bit better.
Yeah. And when you look at their roster, because after this couple games, I kind of heard a few names and I was like, oh shit, like he's on that team, like Okposo's on the team. Ristolainen, they have great players. It's a shame they don't put it together. Olmark's a good goalie. I don't, and he's come back recently. And a lot of times when a goalie like gets back from an injury, for some reason, they just they get hot. I don't know. Like I've said before, goalies are strange humans. They just operate kickers. Really weird. Yeah, they're like kickers. We've said that before. But it brings me to the point that I fucking hate the shootout. It is a trash way to resolve a game.
The shootout.
I like it from like a drama perspective. Like it's super fucking cool, but like from an actual standpoint of like legitimate contention of teams, like it's a trash way to resolve the game. You should just play another overtime period. Like
that's why they do that in the playoffs.
I hate that.
Yeah, what? That's why they do it in the playoffs. Yeah, so you should do it the rest of the year. Like it's the same.
No.
It speaks to like the same thing as like that's the problem with the NFL playoffs that I've often said is like if your team wins on a fluke, you're not a real champion.
Bernie, because here's what it is: the shootout is cooler, but the overtime period is more pure to the game. So they do that for the playoffs.
I understand why they do it. I'm not saying that,
season.
but it's stupid. That's all I'm saying. It's stupid. It's
if I see the
dramatic
Bruins
and cool.
are in a shootout, if I see the Bruins are in a shootout on my phone, I'm going downstairs and turning it on.
Oh yeah. First of all, I'm the opposite about all
I watch
the
every
changes
game
that the NHL made. Instead of the fact that like what the MLB is doing, like MLB is trying to do this, they're not doing it as well.
Yeah,
I love the 3v3 and I love the shootout. Like if you're going, because I feel like it creates a sense of urgency. You don't want to go to a shootout when.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
And I feel like that's the problem with like NFL. It's like in the NFL, people don't seriously play until the fourth quarter, and you're just like, what?
I know.
You can't. Like, and so then you have a tie, and then you're like, okay, well, what the fuck? I like that it creates some sense of urgency to win in regulation. I like the 3-on-3. It's more open. It's more, and then I like the shootout because it's so dramatic. So dramatic.
I saw the Rangers play the Caps like 4 or 5 years ago, and it went to shootout, and it's dope. Like if you're there, it's dope. But like sometimes it's just like, this is fucking garbage. But I mean, you know, there's not really much else to say. There was just a bunch of crazy shit happening in the NHL this weekend, and teams lost that, in my opinion, really shouldn't have lost. And I don't know what's going on. I think Dubs nailed it. DMX, and DMX, man. Bro,
I mean, that being said, though, most of the teams that lost were on a 7 to 8 game winning streak, and that is just hard to keep up.
Exactly.
I mean, like the Lightning lost to the Red Wings, and I get it. They had won 7 of the previous game.
Right.
So, you know, it just happens sometimes. But it was an odd weekend. It was a really odd weekend for the Canucks.
Yeah.
Who had 20 positives in their organization.
I thought it was 17. It doesn't matter.
20.
Either which way, it's a shitload of players.
Ton. And it almost seemed like it was a variant because they all had very bad symptoms to it.
Yeah, and apparently it started with one player, right, who like they let in practice, even though they knew he tested positive. I think that's what I read. I don't know. It's hard to keep it all straight. I've taken so much information all the time.
I just saw that 20 of them were there, and just a huge. I mean, that's a huge number. That's a big number.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest number yet this season. Because wasn't the Flyers or the Sabres had like 15 or something like that?
Oh,
a couple months ago.
Wasn't it the Blue Jackets, and you said it was somebody else, or you said it was the Blue Jackets,
and I think it was the Flyers or the Sabres, something like that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do, man. Like, I don't know how you come. It's gonna fuck them. They're gonna have to play so many games back to back to back to finish the season on time.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Do you know if the NHL has any plans to make up those games or no? Because like I know when the Cardinals and Marlins did it, they basically just had to do what you said, just jam in the games.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing.
It was the Stars.
It was the Stars, yeah.
It was the Stars. That's why they got
no. Okay, so start. The test came back
Devils
positive.
Also had 19 players on the list.
That's it. That's who I was thinking of. So the test came back positive last Tuesday. He didn't practice. And then, 17 of the 22 players on the Canucks active roster were on the NHL's protocol list as of Monday.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, that's Jesus Christ.
Well, and I the thing I saw was 20 people in the organization. So mine accounted for coaches and stuff too.
Right. Yeah. That's a big oof. And it's sad because I actually like a few of the Canucks players, and
I like Brock
really hopeful for him. Yeah, JT Miller, great player. Kind of streaky, but when he's hot, he's fun to watch, man. That guy can go. But yeah, speaking of hot, the Avalanche heating up, and I believe they're at the top of their division now, right?
Killing it. Yeah, they've been the best team in the NHL over their last 20 games. They've gone 15-2-3.
It's Nathan
Which
McKinnon.
is funny. Which is funny because I swear to God, they were at the top of the division for the longest time, and every time I watched them play, they weren't winning convincingly. And honestly, they just didn't look that good. It's like something happened. Maybe they got a player back or something. I don't know. But
they flipped a switch.
They have definitely flipped a switch. It's very much like they started caring. I don't know. I don't know what happened.
In that span, I said that drastic. 20 games, they've have the best shot differential, the best shot on goal differential, the best goal differential, the best record, and the best shot percentage, I believe, in that span.
I mean, it's kind of the same thing we saw last year with them. Like, when Nathan McKinnon decides that he wants to play at the level that he's capable of playing at, they're pretty unstoppable. Like, the guy can not only shoot the puck like a fucking madman, but he does this thing. I don't know if you've ever seen him do this. He does this fucking incredible saucer pass where he lifts the puck off the ice, like just enough so where it goes over everyone's stick, but sinks quickly enough to get on, whoever he's passing it to their stick. Like, it is fucking
I saw that
insane.
shit the other day during a game.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's like when he does that, like it's like it makes my jaw drop. Like, it's fucking insane. And then to be able to shoot the puck the way he does too, like if that guy can stay that hot, they're going to be fucking dangerous in the playoffs. But that's a long ways away. So we'll see. I'm hopeful. Like you and I have often said it on the show, Dubs. I'm very high on the Avalanche. But
that pass was nasty.
Yeah, dude. He's disgusting at that. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. It landed right on the guy's stick.
Yeah, like, I don't know how he does that, man. Like, I don't know how he does it. It's fucking... And, like, it's one of those things where it's like, you see players do that once or twice here and there. Like, if you pay attention, you'll see Nathan McKinnon do it all the fucking time. Like, it's... That guy is the fucking truth.
He's a magician with the puck.
Yeah, that dude's the truth. Well, I really don't have much else to talk about with hockey other than the fact that there are rumors that Kyle Palmieri is going to go to the Bruins. How would you feel about that, Dubs? I would be more psyched about that than Taylor Hall, dude. Do you have any? Have you looked at Taylor Hall's stat line this year?
Yeah, it's not great. That's why I think we could buy
less
low.
than not great. It's like
I think we could buy low.
It might be something not worth doing.
Palmieri is decent. How much? Do you know how much time he has left? Is it just 1 year?
No, I don't. Honestly, I don't know how much time he has left. I just saw that they're talking quite a lot about it. So
yeah, I saw that on rumors. I gotta look more into it before I make a final decision. But it's not a name that I go ooh. But I gotta look more into that.
Yeah, I like Kyle Palmieri. I like the way that he plays the game. He's aggressive and like he grinds without being like. He can grind and has the talent to back it up. Like a lot of the players that say are like grinders, like they're really just grinders because they're fourth line players. You know what I mean? But he's above that. Like, so
his contract's up at the end of the season.
There you go.
That's why they're trying to move him.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I personally, if it was me, I would take Palmieri before I'd take Taylor Hall because I just feel like Taylor Hall's on a downtrend, not an uptrend. So
they need like a Torrey Krug.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, man.
That was good.
Let's go to football. Fucking over hockey.
I feel you, bud.
When he said, it's just not like it doesn't do anything for me. Like that name, I was like, you know who has a name? The guy they traded away or they didn't re-sign in the offseason. And I go, what the fuck was that guy's name? And I was like, oh, I found it. Let's mention that. You know who?
I'm glad you said it right this time. The first time you mentioned him, you called him Krug.
Did he?
Well, he was Krug.
Not today, but
I remember the Bergeron fiasco. But
he said Krug, and he was like making a really good point, so I didn't want to interrupt it by going, "It's fucking Krug," and then I was too high to remember.
Well, I was actually talking about,
but it's bothered me since then. It was like episode 7.
Good thing you don't hold grudges or anything. Right?
Yeah, right. He's been sitting on that for a fucking minute.
Or fucking petty at all.
Yeah.
Good thing you can't say his fucking name.
All right.
Sam Darnold traded from the Jets to the Panthers for a 2nd-round pick, a 4th-round pick, and a 6th-round pick. So Darnold moving to the Panthers. Teddy Bridgewater on the way out.
A second. Hold on. What did you say? How many picks did you say?
3 picks.
Okay. Yeah.
You said a 2nd, a 3rd, and a 5th?
A 2nd, a 4th, and a 6th.
Oh.
Yeah, 6th-rounder in 2020, 2nd and 4th in 2021.
How do we feel about that?
I think Zach Wilson's going to be a Jet, and I think Teddy Bridgewater is probably going to.
Right, but do you think that that's a fair package for Darnold?
Yeah, I think the Panthers gave up.
It was a great deal for the Panthers. I mean,
I think the Panthers got a value trade. They got a player that could have a lot of upside left, and they didn't have to give up a 1st-round pick. The Jets got draft stock to build up, the line,
their roster, which is in desperate need of everybody,
which would allow them to get a QB in the 1st round. So
Yeah.
I think that's why Zach Wilson's going to be a Jet. But decent trade for both teams. I like it.
Yeah, two of the guys that were two of the teams that were rumored to be interested in Watson. Jesus Christ, I can't say anyone's name right. Watson move on with plans to go forward with other people. So we'll see where Bridgewater ends up. Denver might be that was a good call out actually.
Yeah, I think he might be going to Denver. Denver is still reportedly in on trading up for a QB, but you're gonna have to trade up pretty high.
Well, yeah, because there's only so many. I mean, everyone's talking.
Saying.
Everyone always says that next year's QB draft is empty and bare, but like then you look at people like Joe Burrow or even this year, the BYU quarterback who
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson. They both came out of fucking nowhere. Like I don't know like why people keep saying that the draft next year is bare. No one knows. Like people just pop up. But yeah, it seems like everyone's in a rush to get someone. There's only like 3 or 4. So you have to essentially trade into the top 3 or 4. Right. And even then, one's quarterback, two's quarterback. So really you're fighting for 3 or 4 and whether the quarterback you want is going to actually be there.
I saw a mock draft the other day that had Lawrence 1, Wilson 2, Trey Lance 3, Justin Fields 4 to the Falcons, and then the Bengals taking the top tackle, Sewell.
Yeah. I mean, and even people just lose their mind when they see quarterbacks. I bet my buddy, because they were saying there wasn't going to be more than 2. And I said, there'll be at least 4 that go in the top 10. And sure enough, 4 win the top 10. And I was just like, people freak out.
Too.
Huh?
I think that'll be the case this year too. 4 in the top 10.
Yeah.
Could be 4 in the top 5.
I mean, that's what it seems like. But everyone says they're taking a quarterback. And then we'll see what actually happens. Yeah.
Not a whole lot for football this week. The only other thing I had was the 17th game of the season. The matchups for that got announced. You want to go through and pick out the games we like real quick?
Yeah, what's going on?
So Packers at Chiefs. That's a fucking highlight game.
Yeah, it is.
Well, it will be until both of them have locked up their respective divisions.
And everyone's benched.
And everyone's benched. You're seeing fucking, Chad Henne versus Jordan Love.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about that.
I mean, that's the thing. That's the problem with adding a 17th game or adding inventory for the NFL. It's just enough. 16 is just enough to where most people still go up to the end. But even 16, usually the stars, like the star teams, will have locked up their positioning already.
It's usually like 2 or 3 teams.
That happened this past season with the Chiefs, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, you're right.
That happens a lot. But another one we got, Bears Raiders. That one doesn't tickle my fancy like the last one did, but could be a good one. Vikings Chargers. Lions Broncos. That's a shit show. Snooze fest. Seahawks Steelers. That could be a good game. Russ versus Big Ben. Maybe some playoff implications. Could be good. Rams at Ravens, another good one. We got a couple of good ones in a row here. Cardinals at Browns. We got Kyler Murray versus Baker 2. Their first one was a hell of a game.
Yeah.
49ers at Bengals. Saints at Titans. Hopefully Joe Burrow's back by then. With a fucking line, Cincinnati.
Yeah. With a goddamn brick wall. God damn it.
Protect that man.
Yeah, they keep talking about drafting Jamar Chase, and someone had a meme of like a stick drawing of Joe Burrow throwing to Jamar Chase, like what it could look like if they drafted a line or any receiver, and then what it would look like if they drafted Jamar Chase instead of a lineman, and it was just him lying down on the floor. It was like, yeah, thank God.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I'm glad Bengals fandom knows they need to get fucking some protection. Saints at Titans. Bucks at Colts. That could be a good game.
Yeah.
The Colts are just, I don't know. They always put up really close games. I feel like they're always a good team to watch. I don't know why. They also have a lot of Colts games.
Well, I mean, they've drafted extremely well the last 3 or 4 years. Yeah. So, I mean, they've just had, they're only missing the quarterback. I mean, that's literally it. So.
Still are. Panthers at Texans.
Yeah, who'd they bring in? It's been so long, I can't even remember who they brought in.
Some guy, Carson Wentz.
Ah, that's right. I should have known that one. Maybe I was just trying to forget that one.
Yeah, that's clearly a defense mechanism. Dealing with trauma. Yeah.
Bernie, the therapist over here.
Yeah. Bert Spacklin, MD, back at it. What's up?
Suppress bad memories.
It's what you do. It's all right, man. You can get through it. Just do some EMD therapy.
Suppress, push it
I
down.
mean, I got through it as soon as we traded out of the 6th spot because I just kept thinking he was going to snag someone he had no business snagging.
The answer is easy, Meech. Just take a Xanax.
I actually watched a fucking documentary about how that's a horrible thing to do.
Don't take Xanax. It's bad for you.
Called benzos the next opioid crisis of the U.S. It was horrifying.
Yeah, it's out of control. Don't take Xanax. Yeah. It's really bad for you. All jokes aside.
So not many more games to note here, but the extra games for our respective teams. Meech, I've got the Cowboys and you've got the Jets. So we're taking on each other's rivals there in the last game of the season.
Yeah, that should be interesting.
But that was all I had for football. We could kick it over to some basketball.
Who's Birdie's Chargers facing?
Basketball. Oh, the Chargers? The Chargers are facing the Vikings at home.
Oh, I missed that one.
In the soccer stadium.
No, it's not. No. They're not in the soccer stadium anymore.
I know.
They have yeah. I'm mad. I should have gone.
They're going back to the soccer stadium. They're going back to the soccer stadium just for that game. But we could go to some college basketball here. There was a couple coaching moves, and then we could get to the championship game.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite part is always the coaching carousel.
It should be starting like right about now, right?
Probably.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, we'll talk about that on the next episode. Yeah. So Roy Williams retires from UNC on April Fool's Day, which I hate April Fool's Day.
Convinced he was bullshitting.
I was too, because everyone else did their little fun little prank, and you're just like, God, I hate April Fool's Day.
It's the worst.
It's the absolute worst. But
the only time it genuinely made me laugh one time, my grandfather woke me up for school really early. It was like 5 a.m. 4 or 5 a.m. He fucked up my clocks. He set them forward so that he could wake me up super early. And then he got me cereal. It was like, all right, you gotta go to fucking school or whatnot. And I went to go take a bite out of cereal. There's no milk in it. And he just looked at me and he's like, you go back to bed.
I mean, it's always, I feel like April Fool's Day is fun when you're 5. And then when you're
that was about how old I was.
This is
about like 5 or 6.
Yeah. So anyway, Roy Williams, that's not a joke. He is actually retiring. We'll see who gets tapped for that job. But yeah, he's one of the most successful coaches. I believe he's 3 in all-time wins. Yeah, but he retires.
Decorated.
Oklahoma, yeah, seriously decorated. Oklahoma hires Loyola Chicago coach Porter Moser.
Let's go, Moser. Snaps for Moj.
Yeah. We were all wondering if and when he jumped ship. Kind of a different spot, I feel like, than where we expected it
I
to
thought
go,
he'd be
but
in a bigger program, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, he replaces Lon Kruger, who also retired. And I think it's good because it has the money of a big program. But Oklahoma, you and I both know, they are way more concerned about football than they are basketball. They have the resources of a huge school. So I feel like he could do a lot there, and they're not going to oust him anytime soon, I don't think.
Yeah. Let's see if he turns them into a perennial contender like he had Loyola Chicago do in the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. It should be interesting. Assistant Loyola coach Drew Valentine expected to take over for the Loyola Ramblers. We'll see if we continue to see them in the tourney or if they take a step back.
Ramble.
I hope that so we can just talk about the Ramblers every year, that he continues the excellence of that program, but we'll see.
Chris Beard.
Yeah, also Chris Beard, former Texas Tech coach that's gotten them to the tourney last 2 years, I believe.
Final Four once. National championship.
Final Four once, and or I guess 2 out of the last 3. They didn't have a tournament last year, so
yeah.
2 of 2.
Went to the Natty though.
Yeah. Chris Beard gets hired away from Texas Tech to replace Shaka Smart, who left for Marquette. Chris Beard will be the head basketball coach at Texas.
Good luck.
Yeah, good, and that's what I'm saying. Like, at least Porter Moser went to a school that they're gonna be patient with him. Chris Beard went to a school that can't keep a coach on football or basketball. I mean,
Texas
and
is
they
not patient.
they think that they are the greatest job ever.
They're just flat out not.
I mean, yeah, like you're just not. And so it'll be interesting to see how Beard does there. At least he has recruiting ties in Texas. He knows the state. He's been there a while. So we'll see how he plans to get Texas back on the road.
Godspeed.
So last on the docket here, we can go over the last Final Four game. Baylor beat Houston, and then it wasn't really a close game.
So it was a beating.
It was a beating. It was a shellacking.
He's the way when it was a fucking
beating. And then Gonzaga and UCLA had one of the best college basketball games in recent memory. 93-90 in overtime. UCLA hit a layup to tie it at 90 with 2.5 seconds left, a second. And they got it. Gonzaga inbounds to Jalen Suggs, who hit a half-court game winner to save their perfect season in overtime for the win. UCLA had a hell of a Cinderella run, but that comes to an end against Gonzaga, whose perfect season will continue to the championship.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you could use Cinderella run to describe UCLA, but
I mean, they were at 11.
I mean, I get it, but they also have 10 national championships.
That's fair.
At
Yeah.
least.
That's fair.
Wooden has 10, and I think they have a couple. I think they have 11 or 12. They're not someone you would consider a Cinderella.
The glass slipper does not fit.
We will see how Gonzaga versus Baylor plays out. I'm not betting on. I'm not going near this game. I'm not going near it. I have no idea what to expect.
That's tipping off literally right as we wrap up here. So we will go over that on Friday.
Friday. All right. Anything else you boys want to talk about?
That is all.
That should do it. Oh, I'm making my return to live sports. I got fucking Red Sox tickets for the 21st.
Dope.
Going to see the Blue Jays.
Those considered sports? I thought that was like a medieval torture that I saw.
Jesus
Christ! Last week,
I muted Meech. Birdie, I'm going to the Red Sox game. It's gonna be a really good time. I can't wait for it.
Yeah, Meech has been a savage this episode.
We're gonna see Vladdy's wagon in person.
Hell yeah, bro. Well, I hope you have a great time. When's the game?
I mean, if
it's a night game,
the birds could kill you. I don't want to know what the other birds can do to you.
What's the date of the game?
The 21st.
Okay. So the day after the holiest of holidays.
Yes.
All right.
I'm gonna blaze up all day on the holiest of holidays in preparation for my return to Fenway Park.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. I'm super pumped for you. All right. Well,
unmute Meech real quick.
All right. Well, thanks for listening to this episode. Follow us on all the socials. It's Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. It's all Stone Sports Podcast and Apple. Now Apple as well. Yeah, I remembered. I didn't forget this time.
Also, what the fuck was there's another one that Meech put us on that's getting views. Audible.
Oh, we're on Audible. Wow.
Yeah, we are on Audible.
Proof for Amazon?
Okay.
I've not seen a email for that.
So. Well, Amazon owns Audible.
Oh, well, we're on Audible.
Okay.
All right. Nice. Well, say goodbye, boys.
So basically, anywhere you can get podcasts, listen to the show. It's just hanging out. Let's go.
Just hanging out. Stone Sports motto. All right. See ya.
Hanging out.
I hate you.
Down the street.
Say goodbye, Double.
Bye.
Later.